If you're a console gamer, the name Pinball FX might not resonate with you. But all you need to know is that this is Zen Pinball through and through, only now for PlayStation VR. Pinball and VR doesn't sound like the best combination until you try it. After all, Zen had already perfected the video game pinball formula outside of VR with Zen Pinball 2 that included stunning 1080p tables that fused accurate physics with over-the-top concepts that blurred the line between realism and video games. And along with Zen's original creations, we also saw a slew of licensed properties, from Star Wars and Marvel characters to Family Guy and Archer. But Pinball FX2 is Zen's new VR platform, and for $15, it comes with 3 tables. Secrets of the Deep.
Interesting.
Mars. And Epic Quest. For another $25, you can add 5 more tables with the Season 1 expansion, Castle Storm, Wild West Rampage, Paranormal, Biolab, and Earth Defense. And currently, there's only one more table available, The Walking Dead, based on the Telltale game series for $7. Some of these will look mighty familiar to the Zen Pinball faithful. On the surface, this could all seem a bit pricey, and while I'm the first to jump on a publisher for overcharging for their games, because trust me, I'm still fuming about the Martian VR, pinball is a beast all its own. Designed for infinite replayability, you'll have to really determine the value for yourself. Personally, I'm terrible at pinball, but I'll dump countless hours into each table, experimenting and exploring the furthest corners of each board. Putting on a VR helmet to play pinball doesn't sound like a good fit. After all, the immediate trade-off is the gorgeous high-res 1080p output of Zen Pinball proper for the low-res blurriness inherent with the PlayStation VR display. But Pinball FX2 takes it to the next level graphically. Each table looks real, with great depth and diversity. And even cooler, the area surrounding the machine changes to fit the game. In Secrets of the Deep, you play underwater, and sharks will swim right past your face. And in The Walking Dead, one particularly determined zombie will harass poor little Clementine, and zombies stare at you from the windows, all while you play. These are all distractions, of course, and oddly welcome, despite knowing full well that they draw my eyes from the table mid-game. I've lost countless balls watching planes and trains and UFOs and zombies, all while my little silver sphere effortlessly rolls between my flippers unnoticed. But this is all part of the VR charm. I thought The Walking Dead would be the star of the show here, and although it's definitely a favorite, Paranormal piqued my interest. It was one I loved in Zen Pinball 2, so I was curious to see how it transitioned to VR. And the short answer? Wonderfully. Ostensibly, it's the same table I spent hours with, but when comparing the two versions, it's like night and day. The Zen Pinball rendition is sharp and detailed, but even on my 50-inch HD screen, it seems so far away. Even when I switch to a more dynamic camera, there's a distinct separation between me and the table. Switching back to Paranormal on Pinball FX2 VR brings a dark, gritty vibe with a giant snake constantly peering at me from the side of the machine. But most importantly, I really felt like I was hunched over a real pinball table in some dingy arcade. It's a feeling that's totally absent outside of VR, and something that can't be properly appreciated until you try it for yourself. PlayStation VR overall has saved my love of video games. For the better part of the last decade, I started feeling like I was just playing the same concepts over and over with slightly better graphics. Nothing really felt new or innovative, and although the same argument could be made about VR as a whole, Pinball FX2 VR has renewed my love of pinball. And just like seemingly every other game these days, VR is exactly how I want to play it.
All saved.